We love the 7 deadly sins, and you should too. Today we're going to be talking about our top 5 holy nights introduced in the Netflix show The 7 Deadly Sins. Even though the 7 deadly sins themselves are technically holy nights, we're going to be keeping them off this list. So let's get started. Warning, there are going to be spoilers in this list. Now, starting off the list at number 5 is the Holy Knight Hauser. Hauser has the power of Tempest, which allows him to manipulate the air around him, creating vortexes of wind. He grew up as a childhood friend of Gilthunder and the third Princess Elizabeth. His power is very strong, and he was able to take out an entire army of barbarians with the help of Gilthunder, with a combined attack that utilized both of their abilities. He ends up fighting in the Vizel's Fighting Festival, where he loses to Diane, who has been shrunken down to the size of a normal human, allowing her to hide her identity. When Hauser sees Diane protect an innocent civilian caught in the crossfire, he gains great respect for her. This puts him in a tough spot because she is a deadly sin who is supposed to be his enemy. Next up at number 4 is the Holy Knight Jericho. Jericho has the power of Godspeed, which gives her the ability to perform her attacks at great speed. Jericho is first shown at the prison that was holding Bond, and when she hears the commotion of his breakout, she goes to investigate. Bond then humiliates her and takes off. This leaves her wanting revenge on Bond, and when she is offered the demon's blood to enhance her power, she gladly takes it. She is a very hot-headed knight who is always ready to jump into the action. She asks Dreyfus to be the one to give Diane the killing blow so she can be promoted through the ranks faster. He grants her her wish, but is stopped by Gila, and well, we don't want to ruin what happens to her next. And number 3 on the list is the previously mentioned believes that he defeated her, but she gets up and goes for another attack at close range that Meliodas counters with his ability, sending her back to the world of the living. She ends up having a change of heart for the sins when Diane saves her brother from falling debris and helps the sins fight back against Dreyfus. We also learned that she is one of the new generation Holy Knights who drank demon's blood to have her powers greatly enhanced. Coming in at number 2 is Holy Knight Helbram. His special power is Link. Link allows him to take on the powers of his allies who allow him to use their power. He is able to use multiple powers at once as long as the knights remain allied to him. Helbram also has the power of transformation, which he uses very often. He tends to use the transformation as the knight Aldrich, whom he killed. He also transformed into Lovehelm, the announcer for the Vizel's Fighting Festival, to lure the sins to participate. His true form, however, is a fairy, just like King. He can levitate himself and his weapon, just as King does with his spear. In his first fight with King, he can even call upon the roots in the earth to attack him. And finally, our favorite Holy Knight, which if you watch the show will probably come as no surprise, as it is Gilthunder, or Little Gil as Meliodas likes to call him. Gilthunder has the power of Thunderbolt, which grants him the power of lightning magic. Meliodas actually trained Gilthunder in sword fighting. We saw his amazing ability when he charged a spear and threw it 7.3 miles towards Meliodas to try and find out whether or not the sins were still alive. When Meliodas caught the spear and threw it back at him, his suspicions were confirmed. Gilthunder is one of the strongest of the Holy Knights, and the son of the great Holy Knight Zaratras, who appeared to have been murdered by the 7 deadly sins. His main motive is to get revenge on his father's killer, and that is why he hunts the sins. He ends up having a change of heart, but we'll let you watch the show to figure out how that happened. Well, those are our top 5 holy knights in the Netflix show The 7 Deadly Sins. Who are your favorite knights? Did any of yours make it on my list? Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. And be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel to get more great videos on your favorite TV shows. I'm Dan with CTV, and I will see you next time.